Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you had a splendid day. Osimhen officially, has been declared fit and ready to play the game tomorrow against South Africa. Of course, if you followed the last video, you would know that there was a growing fear that Osimhen might not be available for that game. But of course, after he got the green light from the NFF medical personnel that was looking at him closely, he was now told to make the trip. And of course, he made the trip. He didn't only make the trip, but he also came in time to join them for the training this evening. So he actually trained with them. So, that means he is very ready for the game against South Africa tomorrow. This is a huge boost for Nigeria. Of course, we don't want to get to this stage and then we start hearing issues of the first team player isn't available. That might be a big blow. So it's really massive that he is back and ready to start the game tomorrow. But of course, let me give you the other gist. Of course, I mentioned in the last video that Peseiro was going to hold a press conference with Aina and answer a series of questions. But something that seemed like a bit of a drama actually happened in that press conference because, based on CAF details, Peseiro was supposed to come out with Aina for that press conference, but he did not come with Aina. Instead, he came out with Aina, after it was officially published that he was supposed to come out with Kelechi. That actually brought a bit of a controversy of some sort, and even Aina was asked by the Nigerian reporter on duty why he was the one that actually came out instead of Aina. And Aina, answered in a funny way. He was like, "Am I not good enough?" Something like that. But of course, no big deal was made out of it. But there's a school of thought that's now thinking that could there be an existing situation between Aina and Peseiro? Could there be any issue whatsoever? But of course, nothing like that has been said. Maybe it's just tactical changes between the team and Peseiro. Of course, we know he's one that has a lot of tactical, strategical plans under his sleeves. Let's just leave that one aside. But of course, he answered a number of questions from the reporters. We talked about Osimhen. When he did that press interview, Osimhen had not, come to join the guys in Buake. So he was, he answered, however vaguely, of course. So the things that he said in the interview, they're not really that important for this video because, the important thing is that Osimhen has now joined them, and it's official and is ready for the training. But for Aina's side, he answered a number of questions as well. And one of them was, the fact that, Peseiro, he talked about Peseiro being a good manager, who obviously is very strict on them, who, knows how to handle them, knows how to push them to get the best out of them. And of course, he feels that he and his teammates are very ready for this game tomorrow against South Africa. They have all the motivation that they need. They have all the, all the strategies, all the plans that they would need, from the experienced Peseiro himself. So that was basically what Aina answered. And of course, moving forward, there are other updates. Onuachu, of course, is also in the news, and he's now been made to answer how he feels about the fact that Osimhen is always starting games over him and Murphy and the rest. But for Onuachu, he doesn't feel that's a problem. According to him, he says he's happy. He's not bothered. Even though he has not really played some meaningful amount of time. Onuachu is maintaining that he's not complaining, he's not, feeling bad or whatsoever, because he's not starting matches. He feels very happy and, to be honest, privileged to, come out, to be called upon to help in any number of ways that he, is demanded. So moving on to the other updates, why the Nigerian Spy Eagles are getting good news, boost, ahead of the game against South Africa. For the South African camp, it's not really bright, especially in terms of the psychology, because one of their ex-players, one of the Bafana ex-players, is in the news, and he's now come out blatant and very frankly to say that Nigeria will punish Bafana, that he doesn't see Bafana progressing beyond Nigeria. And he said this, according to him, not because he hates Bafana, that he loves, Bafana, he loves South Africa, but he's just being honest because he saw their gameplay. He's been, watching closely their game throughout the competition, and to be honest, for him, he doesn't feel like they are a team to beat Nigeria. He doesn't feel they have the instrument. It doesn't feel like they have, the equipment to beat Nigeria. And of course, the height of it was the last match, which was the quarterfinal against Cape Verde. He said he saw that match and it was a complete shamble of a display from Bafana. He saw that match and he realized that, there was no way they were going beyond that, beyond that stage, that it was their last match, because he felt, they actually played the worst game of the competition that night against Cape Verde. Obviously, if you saw that match, you would know that Cape Verde, were really all over Bafana. They outplayed Bafana. They had, a lot of chances in the game to actually even bury the match before the penalty, before the extra time. But, they were just not lucky enough, hitting the post and all of that, not quite lucky enough. And Bafana obviously progressed through the penalties. And this guy, this ex-Bafana player, actually his name is Junior Tambo Kumalo. So he feels that Bafana are not really the team to beat Nigeria. But that's his opinion. We know some of these things might be mind game, of course, but he said it, and of course he said it. The Bafana head coach Hugo Bruce also agrees in a way with what Junior Kanye has said, but not that his team are going to lose this one. Of course, as a coach, it's impossible for you to come out and say that this is the bus stop, for your club, for your country, for your team. You are always going to have to be optimistic, even though you know that it's a long shot. But of course, after that, what he agrees with Kanye actually is the fact that his team obviously played the worst game in the tournament against Cape Verde. He actually shares that opinion. But of course, I talked about Bruce here in one of the last videos, and how he talked about how his team is working constantly to sabotage Nigeria or to exploit our mistakes, our weaknesses. Of course, as a coach, that's what you do. You know that your team needs improvement after every game. So he's definitely, I'm sure, we'll be working on, on ways to actually try and get something out of the Nigeria game. But, when this comes out of your mouth, you being the coach, that your team had a really bad game, even though you progressed, because of the penalty, then it's something else. But that's the update, guys. The important thing is Nigeria obviously have their man back, Victor Osimhen, so they are very fired up for this one tomorrow. And of course, training has been held this evening. So tomorrow, I'm not sure there will be any sort of training, but I'll definitely be locked on to give you updates as soon as anything comes out of it. Thank you for catching this one, guys. And of course, as usual, I appreciate all the subscribers of the channel. If you've not done so, I urge you to subscribe to the channel, and let's support our Super Eagles for this one. Take care of yourself and stay tuned to the channel.